And we're back.
Hello again.
Welcome back to the podcast for Empathy and Imagination. My name is Drew Clark.
I am Arbor Cloutier.
And we're here with our special guest, Evan Jenks. Please say hello.
Hello.
This is the podcast where we reach out, connect, empathize, listen to, and consider ideas using empathy and imagination and other tools. I'd like to thank you all for listening to this podcast. And if you find value in this, consider participating in Patreon. Patreon.com/empathy and imagination. It is a way to keep this podcast going strong, helping with the technical solutions.
You know,
yeah.
I love doing this podcast, and if we could have a little money to continue to do the podcast, that would be pretty awesome.
That'll be super awesome. And if that doesn't work for you, a thumbs up on YouTube is just pretty freaking great.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, you know.
We're also on Friendster, MySpace, GeoCities,
AOL.
Tribe.
DARPANet, Tribe, AOL.
Yeah.
All the
Carrier Pigeon Insider.
yeah, all the most popular social networks.
Yeah, so thanks for listening to that. So, okay, so we just broached a topic. And that
Okay.
was, I said, hey, Evan, like,
Hey.
you and I have some stories to tell. It would be a shame not to tell one since we're both here.
It's true.
And we can
Yeah,
contribute to
bunch.
each other telling a story in different ways. So I said, let's do, you pick, I'll say 2 topics, and you pick one, and let's go with it. And then I said, the boat or the tour.
You know, I'm going to go with tour, and I'm going to sort of like defer the boat to you.
Okay.
I'll love to be a supporting voice, the 2-punch of the 1-2 punch with that one.
Right.
I've
Right.
heard more about the boat in general than the tour, so I am interested in the
So,
tour stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it'd be.
Long ago, in the time of dinosaurs and square wheels, it was like a 2009 or so.
Whoa.
And
That's like before TV.
well, I mean, it's a little after TV, but
Okay.
a little before the
Before
round wheel.
radio,
So
yeah.
it's it depends on who you ask. So
I'm no history.
it's all rather
Teacher.
it's all rather technical.
Yeah.
Regardless, we had made an album in the most frantic and frenzied and one of the most interesting years of my life and semesters of my life. I was graduating from San Jose State and simultaneously recording an album and simultaneously planning my first tour, our first tour, and also possibly moving. And so it was all happening at the same time. And
So you guys had enough material to do an album.
oh yeah,
We had been stewing for a long time.
yeah.
Okay,
Nylotep round 1 had
80
SPQR
minutes
was
of
80
music.
minutes, literally, because that was the maximum.
What was the ramp up time to 2009? You guys had been together for a while.
2008
before
we
that.
were writing that.
2007 and a half we got together.
Yeah, we
Okay,
were
so a
writing
year and a
it.
half,
So-
and then you were recording.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to play guitar. And he was like, what? And I was like,
I was like, what?
I was
It's
like,
true.
no, man, I want to play the drums. I think I'd be really great at it. And he was
I
like,
tried to listen.
I trust you.
I achieved listening.
How did that work out?
It worked out pretty well.
Oh, yeah. It worked out fantastic. Because the thing was, it also mirrored an earlier change, which helped me understand when it happened. And that was, Drew and I have worn a lot. Oh,
We
good.
don't wear them.
We were. Drew and I wore a lot
Weird.
of hats. This beer is effective. Right. So
That's good.
Drew and I wore a lot of hats. I used to be the drummer, and I had switched to the vocalist.
Oh,
and
I
had
was
this
the
whole
guitarist.
conversation like, Drew, I know I'm a good drummer and all, and we have this stable band, but I really feel it in my soul.
You want to be a vocalist?
I want to be the vocalist. I keep giving my lyrics to other people and try to
Right.
expect them to mean it like I mean it or something. And it's not fair to them, and it's not fair to me.
You don't want to be a Neil Peart playing the drums and writing lyrics for the other guys.
Right.
Although, there's,
Well, I
there's
mean,
a place for that. but-
there's a place
wrote
for
some
that. If
lyrics
you
on
have
the drums.
Ozzy for a vocalist, it's nice to
Yeah.
have a Geezer Butler who can like write some cool lines.
This is true.
Because you remove that Geezer
And
Butler,
Neil Peart,
it's
Neil Peart, and-
horrible.
and Geddy Lee too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh,
and,
Geddy Lee,
and,
right?
and Elton John too. He
Uh-huh.
he
That was
has
my
he has
Geddy
a
Lee
guy
Yep. From the beginning.
from the very beginning.
Yeah, he has a poet friend.
Bernie
who's been-
Bernie Taupin, I think is his name.
Dude,
And
shout out to Bernie.
and he
Like,
writes
he's
all
written
the
a lot
lyrics.
of cool songs.
Writes all the lyrics for Elton John.
A great lyricist.
Yes.
And it's great to depend on people for what they're good at.
Yeah.
And Elton doesn't have to be anyone he's not.
It's like, look, I have this
Right.
talent. You have this talent. Let's put 2 and 2 together. Okay, so
So, anyways, all right.
the watershed year.
The Watershed Year. Okay, tour. All right, there we go. So there we are. It's 2009. We've released
SBQR.
Surrogate Panoptic Quantum Regality.
Okay.
Say that, get in the microphone. Say that again real loud.
Surrogate Panoptic Quantum Regality, or as we call it, SPQR for short.
Yeah, that was for short. SPQR.
So
short.
we were a really mainstream band.
Yeah.
So the opposite.
Acronym rock.
The opposite. But we had songs between, like, our short ones were 10 minutes, and our long
was
ones
an
were
art
like
piece.
18 minutes.
Very self-indulgent.
14
Yes.
different
young
rips.
metal men.
Oh,
It,
yeah.
well, and also, it was, we liked immersion, and looking
Yeah,
back
yeah.
on it, honestly, maybe we really had 3 different grindcore albums, but we decided that it was one black
Right.
metal album,
Right.
in the sense that we decided that 3 songs were one song, or that 5 songs were one song.
Yeah.
And we linked them all together in all kinds of interesting ways, and so
Yeah. I've been in that band that's
know-
very self-indulgent, and you have
But then you have all this
Super
talent. It's like
long
overpouring
songs.
with talent with all these guitarists, and you're like, well, can we just do both? Everything was like, should we do this or that? And we're like, can you just do both? And
It was
the
our
songs
kill 'em
get
all.
longer and longer and longer.
okay.
it was our kill 'em all, because we
Okay.
used to there's like this thing with Nihilotep back in those times. When we would play a show, like, I'd say it to myself, like, do this like it's the last thing you're ever gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Go out there, like, this is it. After you get off that stage, like, the moment you get off that stage, lightning bolt to the face, it's over. That's all you get.
That's a good
Do
philosophy.
it that way. And the
Yeah.
thing was, like, that was kind of how we song wrote too, which is not the best way to songwrite. It's a great way to perform on stage, but it turns out when you
Right.
songwrite with that vibe, you over-engineer a song. Like, you make so many moving parts. But honestly, that's just a perspective.
Mhm.
When we were making it, it was the greatest music ever.
Right.
It was the greatest music we could possibly make.
Yeah, it was as
It was
far as we
swinging
could
for
go.
the fucking stars,
And
and,
I
I'm
think-
still so proud of it.
Yeah, you sort of have to have that confidence or arrogance or whatever.
Yeah,
To,
you gotta
to
make-
even
yeah.
be a musician.
And then
almost.
make the album and put it out and then tour it, and then you can
Yeah.
call that a completion.
Dude,
Yeah.
Chorism and Invisarium is amazing guitarists.
Oh,
Like,
amazing.
Almost to be a musician
Good
at all,
Lord.
you need that sort of goosed ego. You know what I mean?
The
Yeah.
tour is a unique mental space.
Yes. Okay. So back to the tour. We were on our heavy metal tour. All
Mhm.
right. I'll tell a story.
Okay.
I'll chime in.
Let me take that right as well. So we we decided to set it off in a good way. We had this van. Thanks Invisarium for the van. Now, the band van came from a school, this unnamed private well-to-do school in San Jose. We will leave unnamed. Now, this band van came from a school and was inherited by our guitarist Invisarium. And it was quite a legal battle to get it ready to go, and a mechanical battle to get it
To
fit
go.
to move. But we did it.
The
And
brakes and smog.
I remember
and
after I was driving it back from court, where we had cleared the last round of its tickets, and it was live, and that meant the tour was on, in a sense.
I remember that
And
day.
we had saved. We had an unnamed member who may have worked for a grocery store, who may have hooked it up from time to time
In a duffel bag.
in a duffel bag. And so there we were. And we had all
Maybe
hooked it
there
up
was
in
some
various
dried
ways.
fruit and some soups and cans
We may have had a flight attendant.
that maybe had access to certain miniature bottles of certain things.
Right. I mean, who knows what those things are? But I mean, the things you'd find in miniature bottles on a plane, but like not bad.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
not bad.
So,
Huh.
So we were well equipped.
we're well equipped.
Okay,
We had been
okay.
saving up and planning.
Good.
We were Boy
Good-
Scouts.
Good man.
So there I am driving back from court, and cool, the band's finally ready. We can go through Nevada and get pulled over, and it's gonna be okay.
So
And
where did you
then
stash the?
We crashed into. I was driving along 85,
Okay.
and I see these two doves. I'm not kidding. These two doves, and I'm like, oh, that's cute. And at first, I bonded with the doves, and then I became concerned for their plight because they looked like they were heading right into traffic. This all happened within about 1.5 seconds, but basically, these two doves murdered themselves or sacrificed themselves into the grill of the van.
They
Are the tour van.
They dove, so to speak.
doves dove. I was
Oh
gonna
yeah,
say.
in through the grill of the Econo line.
Oh Jesus.
And lodged their dead bodies too
Into the
deep
radiator.
into the radiator
Just-
for
yeah.
me to practically pull out again without some kind of deeper radiator repair. And this was the advice of also our resident engineer, Solipsis. So we did the whole tour with two doves lodged in our grill.
It
which
was causing a leak.
It was
That's pretty metal.
extremely metal, though.
That is pretty metal.
It was the metal
the symbol of peace.
for antifreeze.
times
it was
2.
fair.
Yes.
Dead, lodged.
They
in your
sacrificed
fucking radiator.
themselves,
They
man.
did, dude.
Yeah.
I would never do that to them. They ran into it. And
How Aussie, you know? It's just so like.
That's pretty badass.
So, fast forward. A long time later,
The van.
after a lot of, hey, we're going over the Sierra Nevada, it keeps overheating. Oh yeah, because of the doves jammed through the radiator.
Also,
God, we can't.
Yeah.
We actually ran out of fluid, and we don't have any more containers. And oh shit, it's overheating. So we all peed in the radiator and made it happen to a little place that refilled it and all that.
It's
Anyway,
true. Our urine
Yeah.
carried us
Yep.
the rest of the
Yep.
way
Yep.
to
This
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 doesn't
place.
need to be. Doesn't need to be a cool
It's
liquid. It's
leaking
gonna
anyway.
get. It's gonna
what
get
I've realized
hot
though,
regardless. So.
yeah, it's the kindness of strangers is rather incredible, especially if you are on a noble mission such as being a band on tour. People understand this to be an inherently noble mission. They can tell you're not making bank. It's not a bus. It's a
Right.
van.
Making
It's a
bank.
It's a
Right.
I
label.
just save up to pay to go on.
It's a
Hell
labor. It's a
yes.
labor of love for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they recognize that and they give you shit, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And
They gave
help
us
you out.
buckets we could carry. Like used antifreeze buckets full of water. They
So you guys carried a
They're
bunch
really
of
nice.
water just
So
to.
and we would do it. We would
Yep.
fill up the
Just in case.
radiator, but it's
so we made it.
yeah.
But okay, the story is, sorry, that was like the vibe to set it up. We were heading back from Las Vegas,
Oh,
and
oh, that's
on
right.
our planning round, we said, "Oh, you know, we could get out of a show in Vegas. We had a whole night's sleep the night before, right?
Ooh,
At Terrible's.
that's
Oh my
luxurious.
god, that's
Dude,
luxurious.
we had
Where you
a
didn't
room
have to-
at Terrible's Hotel and Casino.
Because Drew's a flight attendant,
I
isn't
hooked
that
it
cool?
up. $55
Right,
bucks,
so-
man. All of us slept there.
So we and the thing is that the whole day we had spent
good rate.
chilling in the pool, getting sunburnt, getting sun
Drinking. We were
exhausted,
sun drinking in the sun.
in the pool.
Yeah.
I was
Horrible
drinking
idea.
Mike's harder lemonade. I remember.
Tecate. It
Man, that
was a good
stuff's
time.
too sweet for me.
Yeah, me too.
I can have like one or two.
And Eric
It's the
Medina was
sweetness.
there
Like
with
a
us,
4.
and some girl was like, "Are you the vocalist?" And I was like, "What? Because he's slender, fit, brunette. Damn it!"
He was a handsome, like Native American looking man. Dang it. The engineer.
guitarist. The
No,
engineer.
He was our engineer. I was the vocalist, so I got pouty. It was funny. So, anyways, it all worked out.
Are you the attractive one?
Yes, he was
Yes.
very handsome.
Just say
Humans. Yeah, exactly.
Always say yes.
Yeah,
If
don't
a woman,
come up and
if a
say,
woman asks you something, just say yes.
That's the correct
don't say,
answer.
"Are
You'll
you
go
the
f-
bassist?"
you'll
Say,
go far
"Do you
in
have
life."
you have a cool beard?" Yeah, that would
Right,
be a
right.
thing.
Right.
So, anyways, so we're like, we could drive from Vegas to San Jose where we live after the show, and that way we can book the following evening in San Francisco. Yeah, it turns
Yeah,
out
we
that's a
did that.
horrible idea.
Wow, we goofed it. What
we,
happened?
There's a failure in planning. Well, some of the shows were offered
Really?
from outside, and we accepted the show schedules of others and said, you know what, fuck it. We can make it to Hemlock Tavern the following night, and it's fine.
Hemlock knows
That's where-
us.
that's where
they
you were-
know us. It'll be.
That's where
fine.
you were playing.
So that's where
Yeah.
we were playing in San Francisco.
You played Hemlock Tavern.
Yeah, yeah.
We played a taqueria / venue in Las Vegas, and
Also, San Francisco. we've
yeah,
done
oh
that.
yeah, dude, there's some really killer
yeah, I saw
venues
that.
that are taquerias.
Well, I saw that. Are you talking about
Palazzo
the
Gallery,
recent-
oh, yeah.
Palazzo Gallery.
a lot of great spots.
I saw that acoustic show you guys did last year.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
To me, one of the really fun things about metal is that the crowd in California, a lot of times, and a lot of places I've been in America, looks a lot like my high school. Metal is at least half Latino.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just in terms of everyone going and everyone making the bands. And it's like, it's an enthusiastic, multiracial space that doesn't...
Especially
This is
Mexican
aimed
and
at-
South America.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I think the underground and the margins, that's where like diversity of ideas and that's flourishes.
Yep. The underground leads.
Dude, Mexican death metal is a world-known thing.
Oh, yeah. And Brazilian.
Makes sense.
Brazil's huge. With
They have a
metal.
lot. They have a lot of death in their like,
Dude, they
cultural
write
history,
heavy.
cultural history.
They go
too.
heavy.
And a lot of really
Day of the
killer
Dead.
guitar players.
Mhm,
Right?
yeah.
You think about like all
Well,
that.
Lars. I mean, Lars is from that. From that
Lars Ulrich,
lineage.
the drummer?
No, Lars Diaz. From,
Oh, Lars Diaz. Yes, he is of that
Suffocate.
lineage.
Oh, yeah.
The amazing guitarist and drummer of Suffocate with a K.
Yes.
So
We should have
anyway,
him on again.
Episode something. Yeah.
that is cool.
Should.
Should.
So
Be cool
there
if we did.
we're on tour, and we were like, okay, we could drive from Vegas to San Jose after the show. It's fine.
Yeah.
Now here's a
At
little
1
trouble.
a.m.
Drew and I,
3 a.m.
Solipsis and Sol Invictus, currently featured, are the only members of the band that were allowed. That were allowed.
Nice.
Thank you. One does retain the essence of the talent.
We have a amateur flaneur, flautist. What do they call those fart the fart
Fartler?
entertainers in France? I don't know.
Oh, I don't get it.
Anyway, all right, go ahead.
Okay, so we decided we could drive all that distance, and the thing is that Solipsis and myself,
How far is that, by the way?
crazy.
For all our
ways.
international listeners.
We're the only people authorized to drive the van.
Is it? Am I exaggerating to say it's like 300 miles?
I
many hours?
feel. Oh, it's like
20
12 to
20?
16, depending on how fast we go.
Okay. It's a day.
It's a day.
Yeah, and
day.
So we'll just leave at 3 a.m.
so we were like,
16-hour
hey,
drive.
we're gonna play a 30-minute set, and we'll get out at like what 10 o'clock. Turns out it was 1 a.m. So hit the road at 1.
It was a good show too. My memory was that it was like the audience liked it.
The audience did like it. It was a cool show. Then some motherfucker stole my microphone, and that made me sad. But anyways, we cut out, and so about 1, we started driving back, and Drew and I were the van drivers. The other members of the band, great guys, disqualified from driving due to non-ability to drive.
They would
as
crash
well.
their cars so much.
They're too much to be
They
in charge
each
of the
had
van.
totaled 2 cars in that year previous.
And
What?
the van was not exactly easy to pilot.
No,
It
the
has
steering
horrible
was
to
like,
pilot.
you know when you're riding a big van and you got a little play.
So what
This
this
lady
boils
had a
down-
lot of play.
Okay.
Yeah, she had a lot of play. I don't know why she's like. She could be a dude. He has a lot of
Like a
play
boat,
as well.
like a boat. You turn the wheel a bunch, and
Uh-huh.
a couple
And
seconds
wait.
later, it starts to
Wait.
turn.
delayed
I know,
reactions.
yeah.
You got to plan for the future. Plus, but the world doesn't work like that, right? So, you worked like that, but the road works however it works.
Yeah.
So, Drew and I were the only like former 4x4 drivers, former performance drivers who were kind of like, hey, you know what? We can handle this piece of crap van.
Race
and
car
make it."
also. Well, just saying.
I was throwing us in the same
E350?
category, and I don't put myself in a race car category.
Well, I drag raced a little and 4-wheeled, so I'm some skill.
What
Just saying, that's
What
all.
was the van type? Was it an E350?
It was a Ford. Yeah, it was a Ford 460 big block, Econo. So it was the
460, right.
longer one.
So it had the right
the big butt.
the 460 frame.
with the 4-speed automatic transmission, 2 gas tanks, held all of our gear
Pretty
and a
sweet.
bench and the 2 pilots' chairs.
Thanksgiving anniversarium.
Yeah,
So-
and
Did
we
you have
cooked our
like a-
food in the dashboard.
Did you have like a surveillance bay and like a CIA stakeout?
we
set
had
up?
argument zones and rest stops is what we had.
What was the sleeping?
Oh,
like
well,
how was
we
the
had
sleeping
lots of-
arranged? Like how
Okay.
was that
So
arranged?
It was fucked.
it was all okay. It was a strange combination of extremely comfortable, wonderful, natural, and easy, like splendor beyond what we normally get, all the way down to what I'm about to describe.
You just took turns like one day
So we had
someone
a,
would get the
we had
good
a
ones.
lineup shakeup late in the game.
Oh no, it would. Everyone would get it at the same time.
And this lineup shakeup meant that we lost some of our sleep spots.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of a sudden,
I
lineup
mean, you always
shakeup
slept in the same
inventory.
spot. You always had your own bed.
No,
No, I
we
mean,
had
like,
planned. We had all of our sleeps
places,
planned.
people to stay with,
Oh, I see. I see what you mean.
homes,
But
apartments,
then we
nice
lost a
spots.
member of the band 2 weeks before the tour, and
And so along
those
with him
hookups
went
left.
I see, I
his
see.
friends and his contacts in foreign realms,
Gotcha.
which could let us sleep on beds and in nice places.
So you didn't sleep in the
sometimes-
van, really?
Or
did
sometimes
you?
it was airtight.
Those two MFers did.
Sometimes it was at Drew's mom's place in Central Oregon, and it was like a paradise with
Yeah.
beer
Right.
and sausages.
Cold
and sometimes-
cold.
snacks, and there's like buckets of iced beer all around the property. So wherever you were, horseshoes.
Yeah.
I have a scar from that event. My
So
leg from
From
horseshoes.
horseshoes?
then this one time, all right, we're on the road. So it's Drew and I. There's no other way. It's Solipsis and Sol Invictus versus the environment. And so,
Okay.
1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, we're driving. Now, this is also after a day of drinking in the pool,
Well,
which,
yeah.
as
Well,
you know, is not a great idea. For
that's an
biology.
energy zapper.
It's an energy zapper.
Yes.
Now, we had energy drinks and bullshit, but that didn't
Ah.
work after a while.
Even though you're in the water, you're getting dehydrated.
and
The irony. of it.
Chugging booze.
Yeah.
so there we are out on the road, and Drew takes the first shift. Drew takes the
Reluctantly.
first shift, and he and the thing is, we make a
I
deal.
take the wheel, and I remember it's like it's dark, and we start. The highway's quiet. There's not a lot of traffic, and it's like lights are on. The guitarist and engineer in the back, like laying down with their eyes closed, looking pretty fucking comfy. And Evan's in the passenger seat, and he's like leaning forward, trying to be a friend. And he's like, "Yeah, okay, I'll stay with Drew and help him out. We'll get there together." And I
Yeah.
take the wheel, and all I can see is orange, and then the dots.
Right.
Orange and the dots. And I'm cruising down, and then the headlights.
Highway hypnosis.
The headlights. I'm looking at the road, and there's really no occasion. There's a woo truck or something like that. I'm looking on, and then I'm kind of leaning in. Headlights just sort of kind of closing in a little. They're just sort of closing in. And then, like, you feel a little pain in your seat, but then you just sort of adjust a little like that. Kind of like scoot in a little. And you're kind of sitting there, and it's just a little darker. And you're holding that wheel, and you're like, "This is fine. Everything's fine." And you get right down to, like, right here. And you're like, wait, no. I can't do that. I can't do that. Everyone's gonna die if I do that. Okay. Oh, here's the wheel. Okay. Here's the wheel. Okay. Hey, Evan, you gotta talk to me, man. What's going on? Talk to me. What's
Okay,
going on?
let's talk about stuff.
So,
Needs
how
a-
was that
needs
show?
a-
How'd you feel about that show, man?
I mean, it was pretty cool until they stole my microphone. Then I wanted to kill them, but I didn't know who they were, and I didn't actually want to kill people.
You didn't know
But
this
I
microphone
felt
was stolen
about
yet.
those
So
things.
I remember I was going along, and then there was a little laughter. I think we
Yeah.
got to the point
Oh,
where we
yeah,
started
yeah.
laughing,
Uh-huh.
where like
I
the
feel
stories
like I
were
did my
coming out.
part.
Yeah, we were just
To
sort of
talk.
couldn't take it. Yeah.
Okay, so there's some.
Yeah, getting
Yeah.
giddy because it's late at night.
Okay.
Kind of
I'm
thing?
so tired.
There are about 10 hours between a seamless transition that Drew just described. So there's
No,
about
no,
10
there's
hours
more.
between there.
There's
So
more.
let me tell you about those 10 hours.
All right.
Now, so it's the end of Drew's 3-hour shift, and it's the end because he can't stay awake and it's dangerous.
Yeah, I'm not good anymore.
Like he's describing, right? He shouldn't. So I take over. Now, once I take over, I realize I turn to him and I go, "Look, I don't want to be the last guy awake in this van. I stayed awake for you. Can you help me out? Just talk to me. It doesn't even matter about what. As long as we interact, it'll help me stay awake."
I remember you requesting that.
And he's like, "Yeah, sure, totally." And he got in the seat, and then it was like 5 1,000, 6 1,000, complete and uncontrollable total pass out, no help of help. Like snoring, sitting up, and I can push his body, and about on the third or fourth time, he'll go like, "Huh, what?" And I get, "Hey, you were helping me stay up," and he's like, I am. So he's back out. So
Couldn't hang, man.
the thing was that a sane person would have stopped right there and said, "You know what? This is unsafe. I'm just going to pull over. I don't care what it takes. We have for
We're gonna
first
pull over
motel,
these
whatever."
fields or some motel.
This
Maybe there's a
is-
motel, right?
I shouldn't
think
be
you
the
were
last
hoping.
person awake. I was hoping there was be a motel or
You're like,
something.
there's roads
But
going on,
instead,
there
there were
was no
just like the
motherfucking
sand
motels.
wastes outside of Bakersfield.
Yeah,
And
weeds.
so the land between Las Vegas and California is a land of sort of sun-based doom. So at night there's nothing, because in the day the sun punches it all to smithereens.
Yeah.
And we were driving in the van. So okay, I take over, and it becomes clear that I'm like the last guy awake, and I'm kind of scared, but I'm kind of like, but you're the lead vocalist. You've got to lead. You know, if you just use willpower, you'll be fine. So I drive for a couple hours, and then I drive for another hour, and then I start to get to where Drew was. Doesn't matter if I drink a Monster Energy drink. That doesn't matter at all. Instead, my eyes just close regardless of what's happening. And so I realize, as Drew did, that it's unsafe. So I stop, pull over the side of the road in the little yellow rolling grass hills outside Bakersfield.
Oh, yeah.
In a wide spot.
Rocks.
In a wide spot in the gravel. And I go, you know what? This is the situation. I've read lots of stories about this. We're a band on tour. Okay, fine. Fuck it. We're here. I'm just gonna lie. I'm gonna do
sleep,
the
man.
band thing.
Yeah, we're done driving.
They're already asleep.
I get in the passenger seat. It's bullshit. I can't sleep in that
Yeah.
seat.
He
It
passed
leans
out
back, but
entirely.
like just fucking barely.
He passed out entirely,
See, different stories.
uselessly. So
I wish I
snoring.
was on the roof, man. I wish.
Yeah.
I should have chosen the roof. I looked at the
The
roof and I
roof?
was like, I should go up there and be on the roof, and that would be so
You're gonna
smart.
dent it. Who fucking cares?
Were there
know
roof
what?
racks, or was it just
No, it was just a flat roof.
pristine?
And I looked
roof?
at it, and it sounded like a cool idea
Ready
until
for
I
lane.
realized that if I was sleepy enough to close my eyes uncontrollably on the road, I was also messed up enough to not be able to climb on top of a van right about then.
You're worried about hurting
So-
yourself on the van climb?
Falling down, crack, smack, split, slice, and then the tour is in trouble. So,
Yeah.
Okay. But you
'cause-
can still sing from a wheelchair.
yeah, no,
True.
it's the interim. It's the how do we get me immediate medical care with my no insurance in the George W. Bush era? You know, like, how do we do that?
Oh.
As many of my generation, no.
I was
health
alive
insurance
then too, you know.
access.
I lost a lot.
As many of my generation still no health insurance access, regardless of who's president. Okay,
I don't have
so,
health care. What are you talking about?
Yeah, healthcare's fucked.
Yes. So we pull over. I pull over. They're all passed out. And I
I
decide-
was like
I'm like, you know what?
basically awake.
I'm gonna be tough. I'm gonna just, you know what? I'm gonna sleep by the side of the road.
Yeah.
People have been doing this for thousands of years.
It's no biggie.
I'm gonna
Just
sleep
pull
by the
over.
side of the road. Okay.
Pull out your
Get
sleeping
to a
bag.
wide spot. Pull the van around.
Cops don't
stop
care.
It's
Fuck it.
too tired. It's like 3:40.
What was the
The thing
road like
was-
though? Was it a highway?
It was a
the-
two-lane
two-lane.
highway. Two-lane highway between southern Nevada
before
and
Bakersfield?
Bakersfield.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't a pullout. You just
It was a
show-
pullout.
Oh, was
it
a
was
pullout?
it was a wide spot in the road. I
Yeah.
chose carefully
Okay.
once I
Okay.
realized it had
Okay.
to happen, so it wasn't
It
obstructing.
wasn't just on the
anything.
shoulder.
No. No,
But it
I
was.
found
It wasn't the biggest pullout ever.
I found a wide spot, right?
Right.
So I pulled over, right, which are common on this road. Wide spots because people go
The
fast.
stars were.
So the
something.
stars were pretty incredible. And I was just mad about everything, so I didn't think about the stars, but I was like, okay, they are pretty. So I went on the other side of the van, and I realized I couldn't climb on top of it. That was stupid. I would just
I
fall and
should-
hurt myself.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I decided to lie down the side of the road in my sleeping bag. I'm like, dude, it's a sleeping bag. It's all the way around me. Okay. So I lie down. My little suburban head. And
Right. Everywhere's just like this, the
And
suburbs, right?
somewhere in the space of 20 minutes, a truck rolls by. It was like the loudest thing ever, vibrates my skull because I'm lying on the surface that it's driving on. And so it vibrates my
so-
face,
Fucking unpleasant.
right?
It's like
And
those
causes
huge those
bursts of
tires
fear.
are like 8
Yeah.
feet from your mouth.
How-
It says like it's maybe like 15 feet, but still 15 feet,
Right.
right?
Right.
On the other
It's
side
not a
of a van.
sleepy area.
They're not going to kill me, but it's still scary as
You're
fuck.
not going to be able to sleep.
So I keep hearing these things roll past, and then I go, you know what? I need sleep so bad it doesn't even matter. I'm gonna be the Zen master. I am a deep motherfucker. Okay, here we go.
Ugh.
And I don't care about the trucks rolling past, and I don't care, and I don't care, and I do it. And I talk my brain into it. and I do
Meditation
it,
practice.
Right? Or meditation practice. Then though, brain starts to mess with me. Brain's unhappy. Brain doesn't like sleeping next to the side of the road.
Yeah.
Brain's unhappy with recent decisions.
Brain is like,
So-
don't you remember when we lived in a cave
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of years ago?
been a
We got to
long
still use
time.
those same principles apply even today with 18-wheelers rushing by your head.
Right. So I hear footsteps walk towards my head. Isn't that scary? I wake up. No one's there. Repeat. 2 times, 3 times. Mixed in with the trucks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, Brain, I know you're real upset. I know you're short on sleep. I drank all day in the pool. I was a dick. I'm really sorry. Just, we need to crash out for like an hour or 2 and you'll be all right. You know, you're right. It's my fault. Okay, so please stop playing the games with me. Let's just sleep. So I make an alliance, and Brain gets it. Okay.
You can't say, please stop playing the game.
The guitarist engineer, lifeless, helpless in the van.
Ultimate
Helpless,
Ultimate pass
snoring in the van.
Yeah.
These
You can
gosh
kick them.
dang.
They just go.
Gosh
"Ah."
dang.
Yeah. So
An overnight lumberjack,
so
sawing wood.
there I am, and I've decided that the footsteps are bullshit. The trucks are real, but it's okay. And I feel.
They're like waves, man.
I feel little creepy crawlies on my legs.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm like, oh, good one, Brain. That's a classic. That's a cinematic classic.
Yeah.
You don't think I don't know that? Right. Creepy crawlies.
I've
right.
seen movies too,
I'm
Brain.
sure. Yeah, right. Good one. Good one. That's a bunch of shit. I'm going back to sleep, like I told you.
Oh, boy. And you had a sleeping bag, right?
Oh,
You're-
shit, it's real.
You're in a sleeping
It's
bag.
real. I'm in a sleeping bag. I jump up. I'm like, it's real, it's real, it's real, it's real, it's real. I throw the sleeping bag off me, and I've got a menagerie of varieties of insects on my legs. And some of those insects were red ants, and they were biting me. That was what was particularly upsetting. But
Yeah.
there was like a centipede and some earwigs and some silverfish and a couple, like potato bugs, just different
What?
stuff.
Why would they?
The neighborhood.
Wha-
And the thing is,
What
I
was the
jump
draw?
Up, I look down at the ground. There is a shape. The shape is where my sleeping bag was. Where the shape is,
It's just bugs.
bugs. They're like,
It's drawn to
holy
the-
shit.
Attracted to
He's
the warmth.
The warmth and the moisture.
Yay.
Mm.
And he's gonna die soon. And we're gonna
Delicious.
eat him.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. And so, this is my interpretation, being a metalhead on
I'm
tour.
sleeping at this point.
And I'm like, you know what? Doves sacrifice themselves to start.
It sounds
the
like
thing
a
off.
like a fucking Clive Barker
It's a
short
little
story.
scary, right? I'm like, this is what's happening to you. The bugs are coming for you, and so I'm mad.
Yeah, that's fucked.
And I understand their move, but I'm mad. It's warm.
Yeah, you
What
can't
if I
blame
was a
them.
Corpse, big pile of cheeseburger, So,
They're just doing what they have always done.
yep, still a good idea, even if it pisses me off.
Yeah.
And so, I'm very awake. I'm very awake.
Yeah. You got
Right.
the
I'm awake with the wrath.
you got the adrenaline.
And
pumping.
so I walk around, and I throw my sleeping bag in, and I walk around the other side, and slam the door. I'm like, we're leaving, and I turn the car on, and I'm done. And I go. And we drive to
He's out of
Bakersfield.
there.
Making the maximum amount of
Yep.
noise.
I remember he came in the van, and I was like, wow, this guy's got, like, feelings. What? He was like, slam. We're going. And I was like, okay. Apparently he's not cool about the sun coming up right now.
Nope. No more sleeping here. Didn't give a
And
shit.
he drove for like maybe 20 minutes, and there was some lights, and then we get to this Starbucks.
You drive for
So we go to
drive for a
Bakersfield.
block and there's like a hotel.
And then we got to this parking lot, right, in Bakersfield, and there was a Starbucks. And
Caffeine,
we're like,
sausages.
oh, God, caffeine and food, and it's warm. See, because the thing is, we were pouring, like, soups and cold chilies into our gullets while driving. So,
We would put the chili in the
Warm
dashboard
food
to
was like a
warm it
real
from the
treat.
sunshine, and then
Well, here's
Let's
a
do it.
tip. To keep yourself awake. Something that works really well is hot sauce. So you don't get used to it.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
not like caffeine. I mean, it actually, unless you really are familiar with the hot sauce, it'll keep you awake.
I used to do
That's
that
the only thing that
at
I've found
Century
that does
Theaters when it was too boring.
You can't like pinch yourself.
Yeah.
when you worked at Century Theaters,
I've-
you need hot sauce.
I
in
would eat
class,
jalapenos.
I've done like the pinch yourself thing, keep yourself awake.
I can't do
But
it. man.
that just
Can't
doesn't
do
work.
it.
Nope.
Doesn't work.
Nope, not past a point.
You need something external
Yep.
to like fuck with your metabolism.
Because the thing is, everything internal is like, go to sleep now.
Yeah.
So there we were in Bakersfield outside of the Starbucks, and we witnessed the Starbucks and viewed the Starbucks as a source of nutrition and wakefulness. And it's still, no matter what, Drew and I who must pilot this thing all the way back to San Jose.
Those two.
So
So was the show in San Francisco already
it was
booked?
yes,
Oh, the whole
yes,
tour is
whole
booked.
tour is booked. So there's this obligation, right? This
Right.
place we played before, Hemlock Tavern. We had a great time, a great show.
They paid us.
Yeah,
That's right. They
Plus
do
we
pay
had
you a
we
little
had
bit.
we had a good performance. We rocked that set. It was great.
I forgot about
So
that.
we
They
wanted to
actually
come
pay you a
back
little bit.
on our tour, and so we get to Bakersfield Starbucks for a recharge, and we go in and we realize that it's Sunday morning. And I realize that it's Sunday morning because first we're in line, and sort of reality dawns on us slowly that it's
Oh,
Sunday,
And the
most
show
people in
was
Bakersfield.
Saturday?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people in Bakersfield, if they're up this early, they're either professionals getting out the door, or they are up for church.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to understand, we were black clad head to toe at a minimum,
It's corpse paint.
and faded corpse paint on the face.
Right.
And corpse paint is like, what would happen if I don't know, it's white and it has black designs on it, and it's all super spooky looking.
It's pretty spooky.
And
They
we would rub it all off at the end of a show.
They thought it
with
was zombie
baby wipes and
apocalypse.
stuff, but it would only do so much good, right? There was this glow, there was this gothy sort of halo that you would
Gray.
have around the edge of your face, this Halloween halo. And so we were there in our all black, and Corazim has a huge inverted cross on his back, and we were just
Huge.
like exactly what
The
they thought
devil.
was out there. And so we
On their
got our
way to
stuff.
church.
We got our stuff and we get out, and this guy from the men's Bible study that was taking place in Starbucks
Oh boy.
comes up to me, and in the back of my head, I had noticed them, and I had noticed their very clean shirts, and I had noticed the earnestness and the openness, and I understood that it was Bible study. I grew up in that crew, so I was like, okay, it's Bible study.
Mm.
Isn't that funny? I'm all black metal right now. Isn't that funny? And so I'm in line. So I sort of like vaguely was aware of it. But then the leader came up to me, and I could see in his eyes that there was this honest earnestness, that he was trying to interpret the pressure of his fellow believers looking at him and wondering what he would do. He was trying to take
Right.
it in a good way. He was trying to take it like, you know what? This culture class is happening right now. I'm going to be Christ-like instead of just judging.
Meanwhile, I was taking the hugest shit in the
That's
Starbucks
true.
bathroom. I went in there. I walked in there like straight, like walked in like, yeah, I look scary. Yeah, I'm tall. I don't know. I'm just keep walking. I get in the bathroom and it's like, oh man,
We're going to be here for a while.
ooh, I exploded. I tidied up. You know, I'm not a.
Yeah,
I'm
you
a
know.
gentleman.
Smelled different in there after that.
It
Yeah.
smelled different in there, and
Yeah.
you know, and then I come out and I think I see this guy come to Evan. And I'm just like, I'll just take some food and be on my way. That's not me. He's cool. I got a lot of driving to do because I had a shitty 45-degree angle nap for an hour and a half. Apparently, I'm the winner and I get to drive. So I take over from Starbucks, and the parking lot is all.
So you've
fucked
already
up.
missed the show that you're supposed to.
No.
No.
Oh, the show was
Sunday
night.
night.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's like 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
Sunday
in Bakersfield.
in Bakersfield.
And the show's in San Francisco.
So we start getting on the 5, and guess what? It's fucking crowded.
There's another step with the guy from the Bible study.
Oh, the Bible study.
Oh,
Just to
okay.
finish
All
up
right.
before we
Yeah,
jump
tell-
on that,
yeah, get it.
because his natural transition. But he comes up, and I could tell he meant for the best. And so I put my venomous black metal fangs back behind my lips, and I was like, you know what? This is a genuine human, and so am I. Okay. So, and he's like, hi.
Hey.
Hey. Big bright eyes, smiling, bringing what he can. good attitude. Nothing to say, but just trying to bring a good attitude. And
That's cool.
so I said, hey, good morning. I said, hey, you guys playing some music in town?
No.
And I was like, no, we're just passing through, actually. We played in Vegas, and we're playing in San Francisco tomorrow. Or tonight, excuse me. I wish it was tomorrow. And he says, oh, well, we're just meeting here, talking about life, talking about what's really important to us, talking about the gospel.
A good word.
And I'm like, okay, cool. For you.
So far, so good.
So
It's cool that it's cool that you're doing that.
I mean, I don't know if I exactly said cool, but I was like, okay. And I looked
I
at
don't
him.
want to do that.
Yeah, I was like, I'm cutting it off there. Like, any farther that I go in any direction, I'm going to immediately get into commentary about how my life is personally rigged to be really biased against your entire system, regardless of your
Yeah.
life experience. And I know this. But I didn't really want to because I was tired. So
Yeah, you don't want to get down
and I
that
don't
go down
want
that
to
road.
hurt him or give him some kind of false hope that he's got to take this opportunity and just get himself all turned around.
He's got to solve them.
And so,
Solve the world.
Solve it.
yeah. So I was like, okay. And I looked at him, and it took him about. I felt it like it was 5 seconds. He probably thought it was 1 second. Let's call it 5. Let's call it 3 seconds.
Okay.
Where he was blocking the exit, but he didn't really realize he was blocking the exit. And he was just saying hello, and this is what we're doing, and then staring at me. He's about like 6'5", and just like staring at me with his smile, but he doesn't have anything else to say, and I don't have anything else to say, and he's blocking the exit. And then I was like, okay, is there anything else I'd like to? Well, it's cool. What are you guys looking into this morning? And he goes, oh, we're just studying 1 Corinthians. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I know a good bit of that. He's like, oh, do you really? I'm like, oh yeah, I grew up in that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, hence all the black metal.
I used to be right. I used to be into that.
Yeah, totally. I know about that scene.
Yeah, I outgrew that.
And he's like, oh, okay, well, and he just kind of continued to be stuck. And I was like, okay, but he nodded, and he kind of gave me this look like, and the look said, I get that you're just in a different place. But I've got these expectations from these guys behind me, and they're good guys, and I'm a good guy. I see you're all right. And I kind of gave him the look back like, all right, well, you cut it off in a merciful point, giving the scenario. Walked out, and I was all right, okay. That was a funny story.
Nice.
That's funny.
Nice.
He was like, maybe I can do something for these troubled youths.
These troubled youths.
And you're like, yeah, I was already in the trouble.
Totally ran that whole scheme.
Now I'm out of the trouble. That's why that explains the black metal.
Well, clearly I'm not all the way out since I'm
So-
still fixated on it. But
Right.
I'm playing a bunch of black metal.
Did you guys make it to the Hemlock show?
We did.
Yes.
Played sleepily and sloppily.
And probably got a few
heard.
bucks for it too.
Yeah.
At the end of all that.
40.
Went out to Sacramento and onward on the Y.
The end and reward of toil is rest.
Yeah.
Sounds like you guys got your rest at the end of that.
It's true.
And that's just one story.
You know,
Yeah.
and there's many
few
more.
Few more. You know.
Oh yeah. So I
There was
sorta
a few
stretched it
stories
into two.
compacted there, but that's
I
pretty
sort
cool.
of stretched it into two at least.
It's kick ass.
Those three. Where you guys want to go?
I've never gone on tour, so that's a cool thing to hear about.
Well, I want to go on tour again on the West Coast.
Yep. I'd like to do that.
Up
I'd
or
like to
down?
do that again. Mostly up. Some in. I think that'd be cool. Also, Europe.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Be nice to get some
Basically,
some good gigs.
Europe, South America would be cool. You know, what'd be cool
That'd be cool.
is India
Huh.
as well. Dude, India is a super multicultural society. They would dig some strange from America.
Or isn't
Like-
Japan just into metal?
Yeah, there's
oh,
totally
big time.
Yeah.
lots of playing it. You know, there's some Indonesian metal that's coming out too. Indonesian, Malaysian stuff that's coming out as well. I've heard a bit about. But yeah, metal continues to expand as years go on, just like jazz and other genres, which to me says that it connects with certain vibrations in the human experience that people can tap into across their different places of origin. But it's not supposed to be for everyone. It's not supposed to be the universal music. It doesn't mean that your music sucks. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't listen to what you like and should like this instead. It's not imperial.
I think
Ironically.
when you approach universality and the conjunction between universality and strangeness, that's when you that helps you exist in time for a long time. If you create artworks that are universally relatable and sort of alien, eternally alien, then you get, that's like the mega formula for artistic longevity, I think.
Helps people approach the unknown.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it
Interesting
seems
thing.
familiar when you read it, but also seems, or see it or view it or whatever. It seems familiar, but also completely other.
Sort of like presents an enduring mystery.
It's like you're seeing it again for the first time. You know.
I think that really deep mysteries of human life tend to repeat, tend to be, everyone has to consider them. They might come up with totally different answers, and that's really up to them. But everyone has to come to terms with it. What does death mean? If I don't know what it means, what does that mean for me? What is the aim of life?
Yeah.
How do I reconcile what I know about what happened with who I am now?
Aim of life seems to be life. So,
Interesting.
thanks for listening.
Wow.
So, are we wrapping it up? Do we have other
Well,
stuff
yeah,
we
I
wanna
think
You
so.
talk
got
about
something?
here?
Well, basically, I want to finish on a musical thing we've done, and I'm narrowing it down now.
This
Basically,
is a project from the past.
project from the past or semi-past.
Cool.
I'm curious about your input, or I can just sort of decide.
Well, at a basic level, my input is like, it would be cool if there was more time, but I understand that there's not.
Right.
So, I'll put myself out there. You want a repeat guest? Let me know.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! I appreciate that.
This is a great episode.
Yeah.
Faux
Cool.
show. It should be like a recurring guest. Do we have we had a repeat guest yet?
Great question.
Ali?
No, we didn't have him back on.
No.
So I
Gosh,
don't think we
guess
have.
not, no.
Yeah. Cool. What do you
Alright.
got musically?
Well,
That
we're gonna
sounds
do
good.
a little outro here of Evan and I a while ago, and this is with me on the drums,
Okay.
and we all helped compose it. And there's some Vox by Evan.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Hold on, sorry about that.
Ooh. It's a little
I'll turn it down. No,
loud.
everything's fine.
It'll be fine. Final chord.